Hey guys, how you doing? Ron here with Tech Tips to Go. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a little bit about Vechain. So let's get into the video. So we got an article here this morning, came in about 5 hours ago. Right now it's about 1:39 p.m. Eastern Time, and this came in from an article from Being Crypto, and this was written by Anton Lucian. And basically what it mentions is China approves 224 new blockchain projects from big name brands. So I'm going to leave a link to this below, but I'm going to show you, kind of dissect this. And if you recall, or if you've been following the history of President Xi Jinping, which is the Prime Minister or President of China, he mentioned that there are two projects or technologies that he wants China to expand on and be kind of the trending leaders around the world. And those two are artificial intelligence, which is AI, and the second one is blockchain technologies. So the president, he's creating a lot of smart worlds. I think in Guyana, he's building a 100% blockchain enabled technology country. And in this article, it just says that they approved another 224 blockchain projects in the fintech space, majority of them. So that's financial tech, if you guys aren't familiar with that. And nearly 40% of them are in Beijing. And yes, that's going to provide some competition to Vechain, but it's also going to benefit Vechain quite a bit in my eyes, because as these 224 blockchain projects, another 224, I forgot the first round, but Vechain was number 66. But I think this is going to be good for Vechain because all of these other companies, let's say it's 300 or 400 other blockchain projects that were approved in China, you know what this is going to do? It's going to help with more mass adoption, right? So more mass adoption, more companies, as they see Vechain and other companies get into the blockchain space or promote blockchain or get more marketing dollars towards blockchain, I think it's going to benefit, because we all know that the leader, I would say, in blockchain technology and the early adopters who have been implementing this for the last 5 years is Vechain, right? And not just that, it's like their partnerships. We all know PwC, Deloitte, some of the projects that they've been working on. Foodgates, France, Walmart, Shanghai Gas, BYD, carbon credits, right? So that's why I think this is good news. Yes, it's competition, but like I mentioned, Vechain has a lot of skin in the game. This is great. So anyways, it just talks about, there's 224 projects to proceed. And then Alice Crypto, she mentions on Twitter, just announced the third batch list of blockchain filings. 224 projects approved, 40% of them are in Beijing. And there are 53 fintech, so financial tech, blockchain projects, which is the largest category, accounting for a quarter of them. So that's great news, because, who knows, maybe some of these blockchain projects are just going to white label Vechain's technology, right? It's exactly like Ethereum, right? Why reinvent the wheel? Just start using Ethereum's blockchain and build upon it. So, they might be using toolchain. Who knows? But this might be. I think it's great news. Whether it's direct competition, Vechain has a lot of skin in the game, more partnerships. They've been out there, a lot of government contacts with Vechain, and so on. And it goes down to many of the approved projects were big name brands in China. For example, Walmart China, which is great. Vechain's already working with Walmart China. Had its blockchain concept approved, intended for food safety. And it also talks about Baidu JD. JD is like the e-commerce part for Walmart. Alibaba, that could be Alipay. And if you recall in my last video, there's going to be news coming from David Ndaris, and he did have Alipay on there, and I think China Mobile and I think China Merchants Bank. So if you put two and two together, maybe this is going to be, some big news that's coming up for Vechain. Maybe a lot of these people, like I mentioned, they're not building their own blockchain technology because that's just a whole new infrastructure and set of rules and tons of development work that you need to do. Maybe it's easier just to white label, go on Vechain, exactly like what a lot of other companies are doing, like PwC when they do consulting out there. They rebrand, they relabel it to something else, similar to like dnvgl. They call it my story, right? But the customer really doesn't know it's VTHO, it's gas, it's Vechain technology. They know it's powered by Vechain, but what they're buying is the My Story app for trust certification and approvals, right? Authenticity. So I think this is great news. To sum this up down here below, it just has great news. In all, the blockchain ecosystem in China is growing, and this is the main thing that the president wants. Is they want to be the leaders. Back in North America, when the U.S. and Canada, everyone is familiar with eBay, e-commerce. China was a little bit slow on that cutting edge, and not that they were being ridiculed, but they're saying, well, they got all these platforms like Amazon, Shopify, eBay, etc. And what does China have? China has AliExpress, which came out I'm not too sure, maybe 18 months later, but they were kind of slow to adopt. So now they're taking the stance on this, is they want to be the leaders. AI, artificial intelligence, we all know, which is growing huge. And then blockchain technologies, and we're in the early stages of blockchain technology. And I think this is good because, like I said before as well, like I don't even care if North America doesn't even grasp this technology first, because China is just so big. Southeast Asia, China, just Asia itself is 3+ billion in population, where in North America, you're probably about 350 million, right? And just the Asian market is just so big. And last, to sum this up, it mentions here, China bets big on blockchain after COVID-19 scare, right? And we all know with COVID-19, this kind of ties into also vaccine traceability, as well as the National Blockchain Committee, which we already know that some of the partners that Vechain has been working with come from the university at Tsinghua, I think. And the people who sit on that board, like I mentioned, are already working with Vechain. So that is on the National Blockchain Committee. So I'm pretty sure as vaccine traceability and other projects come in, all of the people that sit on this board will most likely probably, could be hopium or a little bit skeptical, but a lot of these people are going to be recommending Vechain, right? Because they're already working with Vechain. They sit on the board of the National Blockchain Committee. So, and then on this National Blockchain Committee, you have huge giants right here, like Huawei and Tencent. And I think Tencent actually is already possibly working with Vechain. Yeah, I just pulled up this article from Vechain Insider, and it, if you're wanted to see the list of partnerships, you can see here in Tencent. So basically Tencent and Vechain and all of these other companies like Microsoft, Apple, IBM, Huawei, they're all working on the China national level partnership. So they just have this partnership to build the Guiyang New Technology Area. So that's going to be that development zone to have, it was mandated from the Chinese central government to have kind of like a smart tech city, complete city focused on big data, blockchain, and cloud computing. So this is kind of an exciting time for China and this announcement, when they're going to enable this whole new province of Guiyang, complete 100% blockchain with big data and cloud computing. So I'm pretty sure, that's going to be great news to come in. And it even shows in this article, it says Vechain is mandated to be the blockchain technology partner of the government to plan. So, and Tencent is also working on this project. So when I come back to this article, China is betting big on blockchain, and some of the National Blockchain Committee is Huawei and Tencent. So that's a great partnership. But also keep in mind, guys, that all of these companies that are coming on to the approval, they're not building their own blockchain technology. They could be hopping onto the blockchain technology, whether it's for payment systems, etc. So like I mentioned, right, it's, if you look at these companies, they could be competitors of Walmart that want to start offering or having their products on the blockchain technology. So, like I mentioned, it might not be a direct competition with Vechain, but they might want to be putting their value add services on a blockchain platform, which most likely or hopefully or hopium could be Vechain or its competitors. So that is it, guys. Want to keep it short and sweet. If you like this video, please don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video.